We are back after a long awaited week for some of y'all that have been waiting on us. We are the Childish Grown-Ups, and this is the Childish Grown-Up Show. I am one of the hosts, the world class, Maurice Hunt III, aka Mochaccino. I might have to come up with a street name today. I don't know. But I am not alone. Shout out to Mike. We got Mia B in the building, Ash Bash in the building. Ladies, how y'all feeling?
I'm a little tired today, but I'm feeling good. Happy to see y'all faces, but a little tired.
They worked you today, huh?
Oh yeah, the kiddos, man.
Yeah. That tire you out. What about you, Mia?
I'm actually, I feel good. I'm doing all right. Just, still out here surviving, but
Boy, listen.
gas is $4.29 out in Ohio, which is crazy, but we making it do what it do.
For sure. If one thing, that's what we gonna do is we're gonna make it do what it do. That's definitely what we're gonna do. But we glad to be back, y'all. We were out last week. There was a few birthdays. Mia, you want to share a few of those birthdays?
Yes, it was your birthday. So everybody hop in the comments and wish Mo a happy birthday, happy belated birthday. But it was also same day my baby girl Jody's birthday.
Hey,
They share a birthday. These Tauruses help us all. Send help.
I love it. You got to deal with it. You got to respect it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Mama C birthday just came up, didn't it?
Yes. So not as of when we would have recorded last week, it was Mo and baby girl's birthday. And a couple days ago, it was Mama C's birthday as well. She celebrated the big 6-0. Looking like, listen, Asian like fine wine, okay?
It's crazy out here.
Yeah, I can't wait to be like her when I grow up. If y'all don't know, Mama C is a baddie. Like, don't play with her.
There's some things going on. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Definitely some things going on. Shout out to the birthdays. Happy birthday, everybody. But so we back, y'all, of course, and we're here to do a classic movie today. And speaking of a classic movie today, somebody had actually reached out. We didn't get a lot of feedback on our last episode. However, there was somebody that actually DM'd us, and it was Brian. He had DM'd, and I thought this was so funny. I was laughing for like a strong 60 seconds. He just reached out and said something simple as this. He said, brother Chino, what happened to baby boy? And the fact that he called me brother Chino just held so much weight in my life. You know, y'all don't understand. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
I
Brian,
said, hey, he gets it. He gets it. He gets me.
The people are now feeding into this nonsense.
Hey, listen.
Oh my gosh.
The Chino is in the building. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he reached out. He was trying to see. So obviously that was great in the sense that somebody was anticipating that review and was looking forward to it. And the fact that they reached out like, yo, what happened means we are on their scheduled programming. So that was fire to me. So shout out to Brian, man.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
We're here with it now.
We locked in now. All right, we had a lot of time. I know me at least. I probably had at least 5 childish grown-up moments. But let's get into our childish grown-up moments. Ash, I know you was just with the kids, so that's a oop right there.
Right.
You got a childish grown-up moment for us?
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't have anything until today. As y'all know, I work for a not-for-profit, so I have every once a month we go hang out with kiddos at the schools and observe and things like that. So yeah, I got to go to my son's school today. So when I popped up on him, he was all excited. He ran up to me. I'm thinking he gonna be a cool kid, not really, try to. But he ran up, gave me a hug, and then all his basketball buddies, they are in that program too. So they all came and gave me a hug, and I'm like, oh. So we built a strong foundation for his little first basketball season. And so, of course, once they got to go to the gym, I had to go in there and I was pretty much coaching them with, doing some drills and some things like that. And they just was eating it up. It just made me feel so good because it's like, they think I'm cool. You know what I mean? And even though I
Dang.
am 30 plus, but they think I'm, and they like, you gonna be back tomorrow? I'm like, no, I'm not coming tomorrow.
Hey,
I like every kid I interacted with, they was like, are you coming tomorrow? I'm like, no. But
yo,
they had a good time. I had a good time too.
yo, that is
Anthony even got picked up by Tyler at his regular time, and I stayed the extra 30 minutes. So,
too
because I was having
fried.
such a good time. I mean, it's right here by the house. So, but
Hey,
yeah,
listen, the warmth
good
of the
time.
question, hey, you coming back tomorrow? Y'all remember that? Oh my gosh,
Yes.
like that. Are you gonna be outside tomorrow? Like, bruh, and then the heartbreaking fact when they wasn't, like, it was like, oh
Hmm.
man, so that's that's so good. That is so good, man.
Yes.
That's what you're tired for. You was out there trying to hoop still. You trying to.
That's the thing though, like, and I didn't even think I should have brought my sneakers, but I had on, my business casual, so I wasn't hooping. I was just literally coaching. So I really
Okay.
didn't even.
All
I
right.
didn't play or nothing, but I was like, dang, I should have brought my sneakers. I would have definitely got out there.
You wouldn't even made it to the pod if you brought them sneakers. I promise.
Right, it'd have been bad. So I guess it's a good thing.
Straight up. That's dope. What about you, Mia?
Ooh, we had a really eventful couple of weeks. Let's see. So we went to Dave and Buster's for baby girl's birthday to the arcade. So we had
Classic.
a lot of fun there. I was literally chasing my son around the whole time because he loves it there. Um, and so he doesn't like play any of the games. He just likes to run around and see all of the like different
The
lights.
aesthetic, yeah.
He loves it. So we did that. We did an autism awareness walk that was really fun. It was like at a park, so we had
Mhm.
like these fun, colorful pinwheels, and we got to eat a whole bunch of junk food, and like they had raffles, and it was kind of like a festival. But the one that was probably most for me, I went to see Michael,
Me too.
and it made me feel like all the feels because, you know, as a woman of a certain age, I I really we grew up on Michael Jackson. Like we weren't in the 80s, but early 90s, 90s. Like when I was a little kid, you could ask my mama, I literally would tell people I was gonna marry Michael Jackson.
Wow.
I love Michael Jackson so much. The king of the Virgos. But yeah. Yes, indeed.
He's also from Indiana.
And yeah, true. Very true.
Okay.
But still, he was born in Indiana at the end of August. So he's the king of the Virgos. And I have like so many, I have just such a deep love for Michael Jackson. So I was literally squealing and crying in the movie theater, fangirling out. So that spoke to my, the inner child in me.
Absolutely. And I mean, of course, you're a musical girly too. So that being like a strong proponent, asked you, have you seen it yet?
Not yet, and I plan on it. So don't no
No,
spoilers.
I ain't. But it's just one of those great theater experiences. You know what I mean? Like it was a really just live. It was just live. You know what I mean? And it was just fun. Like enjoying the music in this fashion. Like this for me is better than a concert because I told you I don't really do concerts. I don't want to hear people rapping over speakers. So this was like the closest to a concert, and I was vibing to it. So I'll leave it at that until Ash, go see the movie, of course. Um, but no, that's dope. I got a few things as well. So one, our daughter, I've spoken on here before. She's in volleyball, and her and a friend was practicing. There's a bunch of kids out there practicing before the game gets started. Pictures, all that. And so the ball ends up going over the fence. And, it's still that classic look when you got that, look like kids still look at like the ball's over the fence. Like, that was like, that was tragic as a kid, like the ball going over the fence. But so I was like, okay, I'm gonna hop over the fence. So hop over the fence, get the ball, throw it back, hop back over. So we, a few, probably an hour or two later, we end up leaving, and I'm like, bro, what is going on with my ankle? Why my ankle feel like this? Like, and I was like, bro, what did I do? I ain't did that. Then I remembered. I called myself thinking I still had it like that, hopping over the fence, and I ain't talking climbing. I'm talking about getting that full first jump and hop over and hop back. I was like, oh man, they ain't lying on Instagram when they be doing that. Like when you try to get your youth back and then you be in heaven. So that got me. It didn't last too long, but it definitely. I was like, damn, it's really happening. Also, just randomly, I said, you know what? Every once in a while, I'd be trying to tap into stuff that was big when we were kids that I may have not understood or watched. So I tried to watch Emerald. So it's on YouTube. There's some episodes of Emerald on YouTube, which obviously he was a huge leader of that network before it became what it became. And man, what an innovative show! It was like a talk show. It was like a talk show, but cooking. It was the weirdest combination. I always thought it was just a cooking show, but it was like he walks out to the crowd while I was like, yo, this is really innovative. So it was just good watching that. Of course, there was one more that I had. I can't remember, but I did randomly try to get a Chico stick, a run. You know what I mean? Try to spin a block on the Chico stick. Yeah, it wasn't hitting. It wasn't hitting, bruh. It wasn't hit. So we're gonna have to get them zebra joints popping ass. We're gonna have to see what's up on the zebra. Because them Chico sticks. And you know what I remember I said I don't think I really liked them that much before anyway, but definitely wasn't feeling it this round. I was like,
You were never a fan of Chico sticks. That was me. Like I was really into it. You didn't
true.
really. But the zebras are in rotation currently in our household right now.
Yeah, the zebra we got to gotta get that in the mix.
I haven't had either in so long that I don't even I remember what a Chico stick tastes like, and I remember not being my favorite. Like I like them, I remember, but I can't like it almost like it makes me think, does it taste like the inside of a Butterfinger?
Right. Which
I do like Butterfingers.
It reminds you of that a little bit, but the quality is not the same. Like because the texture is like that kind of avalanche chipped off, slightly sharp. You know what I mean? It's that, but the flavor is not. It is not Butterfinger BBs.
It can almost eat as like kind of dry. I don't want to say chalky, but kind of like
definitely dry.
Yes, kind of dry, but it. And then they made the mini ones too.
That's the one I had. I had like a little mini.
They were, yeah. It was like anything like crunchy and hard, those type of like crummy candy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
That's your texture.
I wish they would bring Butterfinger BBs back.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of those 90s, things I wish they bring back. But yeah, those are our childish grown-up moments, y'all. It's been a while, but you got to tap in. We didn't give y'all one, we didn't give y'all two, we gave y'all three of them things, huh? And speaking of three of them things, y'all can reach out to us, childishgrownups3@gmail.com. If y'all want to, tap in with us, what would really help us a lot if y'all feel like this show is dope. Y'all love the experience, kicking it with us, listening to us, watching us. Leave us an Apple review. Put more eyes on this show. Don't hold it to yourself and let this be the greatest unknown show nobody knows about. I get that feeling and how people like to hoard those, best kept secrets. But share it with somebody so you can have a conversation about how crazy I am wearing this bandana and this shirt, tank top or whatever. Mia's looks or Ash's justice conversation. So either way it goes, we got everything you need, everything you're looking for. So, Ash, the floor is yours.
Oh, start. Oh, and we have 74 subscribers. So we got another subscriber on the road to 100. So make sure you tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend.
Facts.
With that being said, it is time for the Flash with Ash. And we do have some trivia today. I have given you guys a few weeks to take a break. But now it's time to get back in that bag. But I think y'all do good, as I always do. So we're gonna go ahead and start one of Mia's favorites, Boy Meets World. This is pretty easy, so I'm sure you guys will get this.
Pretty easy.
No, seriously. What subject did Mr. Feeney primarily teach? Science, history, mathematics, or English?
History.
I'm rolling with me on this. That's her show. She got it in the background. History.
That is correct. See?
I love that
We're just
confidence.
warming up.
I love that confidence. There it is.
Hey, we're warming up. Now we're going to Hey Arnold, another one of our favorites as a collective. What was the name of the boarder who lived with Arnold's grandparents and is obsessed with collecting things, especially junk? And they often tell wild and exaggerated stories. Was it Ernie, Oscar, Pookie, or Mr. Hunna?
Ernie is Arnold's cousin, so no, it's not that. Oscar, I don't remember him collecting. He's a brokey. I can't stand his character. It's even worse today. Mr. Did you say Mr. Wynn?
Mr. Hunna, Hyunh, Hunna.
I think it's pronounced Win.
I don't remember him collecting like that.
I don't either, but I do remember. I just keep thinking about the episode with his daughter.
That's why all I go to like that. That one and Gerald's Field. Play ball, play ball, play ball. You know that. Who was this? Who was the fourth person? Ash?
Pookie.
I don't even know who that is, but I'm gonna go with Pookie though.
What?
Why not? Because the other two ain't ringing a bell. Like I don't remember Mr. Wynn like collecting junk. Is Pookie the mailman?
Pookie.
You want to tell you?
Pookie might be a made up name. I don't know. I ain't confident about him.
If I give it, I can tell you, but you automatically. Do you want to hit?
Yes.
Pookie is a woman.
That's his grandma? Is his grandma Pookie?
I feel like
that might be his grandma, low key.
Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go with Mr. Wynn.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Pookie.
Pookie is not correct. That is the grandmother.
Well, I got that list.
Mia is correct. And Ernie is the cousin, bro. Right. And Oscar was he had that weird voice, didn't he? Like,
yeah.
He was always sad, wasn't he? Like,
no, he was like, "Come on, give me the
it's like always
baby
something
pizza.
going on.
I got the baby. Keep the baby." Like I can't stand this dude, bro. Like, he get me hot. I can't stand. He like, you letting your woman go out there and like, come on, bro. Don't make me have a Hey Arnold conversation about them characters in that building. You know what I'm saying?
Now I'm about to have to go back and rewatch to see what
was annoying.
Collecting.
Yeah, it's a vibe at night. Like if you look like you on your way to sleep, it's a good vibe. Like to play like in the background. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Final. Hey, y'all coming in hot. So the final one, we're gonna land with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And what is the name of the fraternity that Uncle Phil was a proud member of during his college years at Princeton? Omega Psi Phi, Phi Beta Sigma, Alpha Phi Alpha, Kappa Alpha Psi.
Uncle Phil gives me that he would be a Sigma or an Alpha. He ain't no Q and he's not a Kappa.
Bro, I don't. That's not my jurisdiction, bro. I have no idea. It's just words for me. I don't. You know.
I'm gonna go with Phi Beta Sigma.
That is incorrect. Oh, I'm sorry.
Nah, I was gonna go
Bro,
wherever she going, so that's fine. Like,
Alpha, Phi Alpha.
Oh, I should have known. He was giving it gave very much buttoned up. I always say this about the alphas, and I tell all the ones I know, they're so buttoned up.
so
They're
buttoned up.
so buttoned up. They're the most straight laced people I've ever met in my life.
That is hilarious.
Okay.
Very, very buttoned up, square adjacent.
Hey.
Like they be cool, they be partying, but it's very square adjacent. So that
Oh, okay.
tracks.
Square adjacent is crazy.
Yeah,
That is
it's like, is this a compliment or a dig?
that's such a
What we
Mia.
doing?
That is such a Mia line. Square adjacent.
But you
For
know,
sure.
like they not all they're like not all the way
Right.
square, but it's given like
It's that's say they not lame, but
like not less because they were cool. All the alphas I know are super cool. There's some really good parties, but like in the real world, it's very suit and tie, very buttoned up, very
mm,
very not letting the hair down.
okay.
It's very shoulders back, chest out.
Shoulders over the
Now that's the Kappas.
Now the Kappas are pretty boys. Those are the pretty boys.
them
Pretty
shoulder
boys versus the
joints.
petty boys. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that wraps up the.
Let's not get off on a tangent here.
Uh-oh.
Hey, listen. Well, that wraps up the Flash with Ash. I did really good. What? 2 out of 3?
For her.
And bro is 1 and 3. But hey, as a collective, it's
As
a
a
team effort.
You sound like
So
you definitely was coaching because that's how they talk to these kids now. Hey, it's a team effort. Everybody gets a
I mean,
trophy.
we come together, man.
That last one tricked me a little bit, and I'll tell y'all why off camera. But like,
Okay.
it could have gone either
6, 7.
All right, Asher. Thank you for that flash with Ash. Before Mia takes us back in the time machine, just want to talk about a few notable things that was going on in 2001. The biggest thing of all, and we all know it, and I definitely remember where I was. I'm sure y'all do. Obviously, 9/11, one of the craziest days on Earth. You know, definitely one of the craziest days in the States. So that happened. And then of course it led to war and George Bush becomes president. I remember that, been in elementary. Training Day came out. Obviously the movie we're doing today came out. Fast and Furious. Remember when Fast and Furious was the regular?
like the original,
like a racing movie?
Just driving car.
Yeah, like Rush Hour 2. And a movie I still can't wait to do. I don't know when it fits, but Shrek.
Oh, love Shrek.
Man, I can't wait to do Shrek. A few more of those. Ocean 11, A Beautiful Mind, Black Hawk Down. Look, those are joints. As far as music goes, you appreciate this. This is your guy. The Blueprint came out by your man's Jay-Z. Alicia Keys, songs in A minor. This is a good time. This is a great time. 8701 from Usher. Yeah, Pain is That's Love good. From Ja Rule. And Country Grammar from Nelly. Sheesh. Hey, people ain't talk about that 2001 run. You know what I mean? As far as TV shows go, we got the premiere of the Bernie Mac show. I'm not a big Bernie Mac fan. It's, his style of comedy, but I understand the necessity of the Bernie Mac show. My Wife and Kids. My wife loves this show. Loves this show.
That's one of my favorite sitcoms ever.
She loves it. She plays this like Martin. Lizzie McGuire. Shout out to Hilary Duff. Y'all go check out our Cinderella story review. The Proud Family. Of course. Black animation. We need more of it always, obviously. And then reality TV was rising with shows like Fear Factor. Sheesh, Fear Factor. As far as video games go, we had Grand Theft Auto 3, and this was real pivotal because this is when they start going to the 3D versus the up cam, where it was just like a stick figure going through the city. And at Grand Theft Auto 3, that was That was the one. Like before we get into Vice City, Grant, and San Andreas, Halo. You know, first person shooter mode, and then this is a launch of the Xbox as well as the GameCube. I just remember it's beautiful time. Beautiful time. Of course, we know the style of the everyday life: baggy jeans, throwback jerseys, do rags. Air Force Ones was heavy in rotation. We got the flip phones, AOL Instant Messenger, of course. CD players was still dominating, and the Napster era was fading out. And that's about it. You know, as far as I can go, I didn't really get into the toy aspect of it, but that's about everything as far as what was going on in 2001. So with that being said, Mia, it's time for us to get in that time machine, take us back to one of the wildest movie reviews in movies that we're going to be talking about today.
Yes, indeed. 2001, Baby Boy. In South Central L.A., a misguided 20-year-old African-American man, a baby boy, faces the commitments of real life. We have, for cast, Tyrese Gibson as Joseph Jody Summers, Taraji P. Henson as Yvette, Omar Gooding as Sweet Pea, AJ Johnson as Juanita, Ving Rhames as Melvin, Snoop Dogg as Rodney, Angel Conwell as Kim, Tamara Bass as Peanut, Tracy Sherelle Jones as Sharika, and we have an appearance from Monique as Juanita's friend Patrice. This film was released June 27th, 2001.
Day after my birthday.
Hey,
Yeah.
Birthday.
for sure.
We're all aligned. We're all aligned.
It's all
I know,
connected.
crazy.
You know how aligned we are. Y'all see this? If y'all can see, y'all know what that means. Huh? The Coca-Cola commercial? Come on now. Y'all know what that means. Come on. Hey, it's all, hey, I do this. All right. So that's rewind. Let's be kind and rewind. Back to 2001, kind of remembering this film. And I don't know if we all had seen this in 2001, which is crazy to think. Me and Mia was 11, Ash was 9. It's even crazy to think, did we see this then? You know, because it feels like it, but I don't think we did. But
I was 10.
Oh, right. Because of where it came out. Right. But Ash, how do you remember this film? It ain't got to be your first experience, but how do you remember this film memory wise? And then what was it like watching it this time?
Yeah, I was just thinking, I know I didn't see it at 9. And I really was trying hard. I always try to find when I was introduced to it, where and who. I don't remember. I know I was still young when I saw it, and I know it was very inappropriate for my eyes. And don't judge me, but I definitely just remembered the inappropriate parts very, vividly. And I knew it was nothing I was supposed to be watching, clearly. But once we did get our hands on it, like I felt like I watched it a lot on BET. Of course, they had that running on BET so many times, so I feel like I caught it on TV quite a bit. And I know I had the DVD as well at some point. This is the funny thing is, like, Baby Boy is not one that I pop in. This is another one of those, like, it is a Black classic. I consider it a classic, but I never be like, oh, I want to put that Baby Boy on. Like, it's just never one of those films for me. But when I do sit and watch it, I enjoy it. Of course, pisses me off, but I still enjoy it. So yeah, like, that's what I remember. Like, I just remember a lot of the inappropriate parts, and again, a lot of the things that I understand now with my grown-up lens. Definitely didn't even think about that then. Just the quotables mostly and stuff like that. But watching it this time, definitely have some different perspectives with my grown-up lens. And ooh-wee, boy, the women in here, the men in here, it's a lot of toxicity going on in this mug, but
Absolutely
still enjoyable. Enjoyable for what it is. Like, I know what I'm getting, I know what I'm expecting, and I know I'm gonna be pissed off. So it's just, those things, and so you just take it for what it is.
No doubt. Mia.
Yeah, I don't remember the first time I saw this. I don't remember if I saw it around the time it came out when ain't have no business watching it. I know whenever I did watch it, I ain't have no business watching it. But very similar to Ash. I remember I've seen it a lot over the years. So but also it's not one that I turn on frequently. Like I know this movie like the back of my hand because I've seen it so many times, but I think maybe when I was younger, like a late teens, I probably watched it more often. And then now it's something that ran so much on BET, and then, you know, it's something that, you would be over somebody's house, they might throw it on. And it's a Black classic because you can probably quote so much from this movie. But also similar to Ash, looking at this movie now at my big age, this is a horror film.
You got to relax. A horror film?
They talk about Love and Basketball being a horror film. No, this
Hold
right
on.
here.
Who said Love and Basketball is a horror film?
Like they say it.
They say it with juice.
Jokingly about as being a woman watching this movie, it is a horror.
Oh, okay.
Like
From that perspective, okay, I can see that.
Horrible, because Lord have mercy. Let me tell you something. It ain't. I have thoughts. I have thoughts.
Let me preface this before I kind of get my little rewind. Because I'm with y'all. I felt the same way, but I had to really backtrack a little bit. I had to remember, okay, we are in South Central L.A. This is a hood movie. We got to remember, this is the hood. You know what I mean? This is not suburbs. It's not middle class. This is the hood. There's a lot of levels of ignorance here. You know what I mean? So I had to keep that in mind. I had to remember how old these people are. And you know what I mean? Like Jody being 20. I mean, Yvette is probably 20 as well, or 21. You know, so I had to keep a lot of that context because I mean, his mom is a young mom. You know, so. But anyway, I don't remember really. I don't remember really when it started, but I was definitely a teenager. It could have been 15, 16, watching it. So I remember watching it thinking it was funny. It was a lot going on, but it just felt real then. And then watching it now, just kind of understanding a little bit of that. It's very toxic, but I'm looking at this kind of young early 20s more so than anything type of love, where it is like you go through a lot, you do the most, you're very passionate, you're very all of this, and it don't make it right, it just make it what it is. And that's the way I kind of seen the film. I don't think that, and we'll talk a little more, but I'm not looking at, I used to watch this movie because we tend to, as humans, looking for like redeemable things, but that's not always the reality. It's just sometimes people just exist. Sometimes people are just living, and we're kind of dropped in, I feel like, in this movie. So this time for me, I get what
Is that so? Because
What
I was saying something very similar about another movie that we watched where you had a lot of thoughts, and I was like, well, this is just like reality, and you're like, bet
which movie?
Crooklyn. I'm never gonna let that
go. No, that's fine. No, that's fine. Which specific character, like the dad or what?
The character, just like you. Okay, so the dad, for one, you couldn't stand the dad.
Yeah,
and you had
we was in agreement on that.
A lot of talks about the kids being bad.
Yeah,
and bad as hell.
That you had a lot of thoughts about just the dynamic of the characters and it not being necessarily like a happy ending. And I was like, sometimes this is just how life is a reality of life. And you're like, but I did.
Oh my gosh.
Well, the thing is, I think a part of it plays a part is execution. You got to remember who's the director. I think Spike does things differently than John Singleton. Rest in peace. I think that plays a heavy part in why I felt that way in Spike's film versus John Singleton's film. And then when we talk about in Crooklyn, where it's like, oh, I can't stand a dad. Anybody that knows me, or at least you're starting to get to know me, and Ash will know me. Let me be clear. I can't stand Jody either. I got the same smoke for Jody. So don't think like, oh, I'm rooting for. No, I got the same smoke for Jody like I had for the father in Crooklyn. So don't get it twisted. Like I'm. So it ain't even that. It's just more of I have a hard time with men when they put everything on their woman to do. That's why I was going off on Oscar on Hey Arnold. When men put everything on their woman to do everything, and you just won't be a man and take care of business. I ain't saying you got to have it all together, but like, bro, I'd be damned. Like, oh, let me fold these clothes, let me vacuum, at least let me, you know what I mean? Like, I have a hard time with that because it's like that's the job. As a man, that's the job. You step up to the plate. You ain't got to have everything figured out, but step up to the plate and be ready for whatever. So, but that's a good point. I like that. I told you that might be a conversation to revisit because I would like to have that conversation. I don't know in what fashion we could do that, but I and we didn't get no tragic death of the characters we're supposed to be rooting for. So this, versus that movie, like, but okay, it's fine. All right, so let's get into a little bit of our overall discussion. Okay. We've done ATL, one of my favorites. I asked the question, is this our Friday? And the reason I keep asking that question is because Friday is Friday, but I do feel like it came out when we were babies, really. So we love it as we get older, but the reality is that ain't our era for real. And I asked about ATL, and I think y'all both, I know Ashley for sure was like, no. I don't remember what your answer was, Mia, as far as ATL was, is it our Friday? Because of all of the formula. So I'm going to ask it here. Baby boy, is this our Friday?
You know what? This might be my Friday. Depending on what else would come up to make me kind of sit on it a little more, but it might be. It's ghetto. It's
quotable.
Raw. It's the funny. Quotables are there.
It's funny. It's hood.
Well, yeah, there are some funny moments in there. Not as obviously it's not a comedy, but I wish it was a little more. If it was a little more humor in there, but it might be for me. It might be.
Might be. Mia?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, this is hard because I hear what you're saying about Friday, but I feel like Friday is Friday. Like, I don't know how to, like, compare or reconcile, like, a comparison of another hood movie to Friday, because for me, it's still kind of fresh. Like, it would have still been fresh to me as a kid. But I don't know.
Okay, let me flip it this way. It's like with Michael, rest in peace, Michael Jackson, but with Michael being out and like how huge he was. Then you look at like who's our Michael. They're not Michael, but who's our Michael? Where we're like in awe of them. Is it Usher? Is it Chris? Is it Drake? Is it, you know what I mean? So that's kind of how I look at the movie. It's like we're not replacing or saying it's the same. We're more so saying like in our era, who gets this kind of acclaim with us. So that has that feeling. So, but understandable.
If you're gonna put it that way, then I would still say no.
Okay. Because I don't know how.
ATL was yours, bro.
I think so. Like, but this is there. Okay. These are neck and neck as far as that to me. Because this movie, I never had so many quotables in the entirety of the Childish Grown Up show, and that is what makes me start kind of drawing the line of like, yo, this might be that for us. Actually, I'm gonna supersede. I'm gonna say Baby Boy is. I'm gonna say that. Okay. It's the 2000s. we're a little. I mean, we're a little more of age to be understand a little bit more than Friday. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's got the stakes are high, similar to Big Worm doing the shootout in the hood. We get the same thing here. We get a love interest situation similar to Craig. We got just hood politics. So yeah, I would say this. Baby Boy is probably our Friday. I'll say that. My next question. We all know that Tupac, was originally going. Well, John Singleton had him in mind to play Jody. How do y'all think he would have done? Would he have done the same? Maybe not the same vibe, maybe better. What do y'all think?
It's crazy. Every time I see this movie, I think about that. Every time I watch this movie, since I've learned that information, that's where my mind goes, like trying to envision Pac in the role. Obviously, it would have been made way earlier, but he passed away before the movie could be made, and he shelved it for so long because he really wanted Pac to play the role. It would have definitely had a different vibe. Like, even though Tyrese is from LA, he has a different vibe than Pac. I think it still would have been a great movie. It might have even been better. No shade to Tyrese, because he definitely made Jody his own, but I do think it would have been interesting to see him play this kind of role.
Yeah, I agree. Every time they show the poster on that scene, I'll be like, dang, man, I could see him in here. And I'm like, this would have really stretched him even further, like got the intimate scene with whoever that woman would have been. And it's just like the raw emotion that Pac brings to the screen, his intensity, he already has that, and his authenticity too. Like just look at his Juice performance. Like he has that. And the thing for Jody was this respect thing, right? He was big on respect. And it's like, I could just see Tupac just eating at it. It still would have been a little different, but yeah, like, I definitely. But then there's the parts where, like, the little dudes take your bite. So it's just certain parts in there we might have to make some adjustments. Like, Pac, that happening to him and how Jody went to pee about it, like, no, but yeah, like I could see it.
Yeah, I think if you get Pac, you get more of a dramatic movie. I think it works. I'm not gonna say better, but it works so well because there's comedic things about the movie that gets more funnier over time. Just so much, and like when Jody when he comes home after having to shoot Snoop Dogg's character, Rodney. There's this emotional moment, and Tyrese does a good job, but Pac would have took it up another level. Like that moment. And again, Tyrese did a great job. Or even when, the moment where, Jody thinks he's shot and he's like, man, I thought I was shot, and I think Pac would have gave, like when we talk about the kind of the teetering being in the hood, having this fear of death. I think Pac, that being really who he was in his music, always talking about death, I think he would have bodied that, so, but if this movie is supposed to be similar to Friday, like Ice Cube said, where he said there's no hood movies that have like sense of humor, because he's like, people in the hood are funny. That's why he wrote Friday. So if this movie's intention was to be funnier while still having high stakes and see how it can go down, and which I think Pac, and I do think Pac kind of got it off in Poetic Justice. I feel like it was kind of in the vein. It's not Baby Boy, but it's kind of in that vein. So I can see it. I'm not saying it would have been a better or a worse movie. I just think it would have been a different movie and be more of a dramatic movie versus like this movie. Because this movie has a lot of layers, which is when I watched it this time, well, I'll speak to it when we get further into it. But my next question, who's your favorite side character? Like obviously Jody, I would say Jody, his mom, and Yvette. are like the main characters, and everybody else is side characters. So who should I say is your favorite side?
For me, um, oh, it depends on what, because I really love Melvin as a character. I think Melvin really added something to the plot of the movie, and Ving Rhames ate that. Like, he did his thing with Melvin. I don't think anybody could have done it the way he did it. Just like his stature, the inflection in his voice, and who he is. Such an underrated versatile actor. But it would either be him or Sweet Pea, but I think I'm just gonna Sweet Pea. He hilarious, but I think I'm gonna go with Melvin.
I think I gotta go with Melvin too. Gotta go with Melvin. It's like he commanded the screen when he was on it, and when he spoke, like you said, just even those subtleties with him and Juanita, like even in the yard, it's like, I'm gonna see you later. Hey, listen,
Listen, because now, as a woman of a certain
much
age,
energy right here. It's a lot. Oh my.
I can see I see things a little different now. But
Listen. Oh, about this? Oh, we gotta talk about that.
yeah, yeah.
I got and Melvin's up there, but I got P. There was something very deep about this character. You know what I mean? Like he Omar Gooden played it so well, and I know he wasn't like the favorite initially, but like it's like I understood him more with less. You know what I mean? But Melvin, they're neck and neck. It could be 1A and 1B to be honest for me. But I'm gonna go with P just to kind of switch it up. Plus, I really did connect with P a lot. We talked about villains in a previous episode of the Childish Grown Up Show, specifically tying it back to ATL, and we talked about Big Boy's character from ATL. How do y'all think Snoop did as the villain here?
I loved it. I loved him because he's so much himself. Like, he's Snoop is gonna be Snoop no matter what role it is that he's in. But
Yeah.
specifically playing Rodney, like, it was still very much Snoop, but you could really see that he was playing a character. Like, the character of Rodney shine through, even though, Snoop is gonna do what he does. Like, you really hate Rodney. Like, we didn't hate Snoop, but we hated Rodney. Like, he really made that character easy to hate.
Yeah, I think he did good as well. Even though he's skinny, Snoop still has this fear factor about him. Like, I don't know if it's the hair or you know, the height. Like, he has a distinct look to him, right? And it's just like, even though he curled out, pressed out, he ain't nothing to be played with. And then of course, I just got home, baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? He really sold the Rodney character. Like, yeah, he did good to me.
Yeah, I think he did a great job. I don't know if he did better than Big Boy, but he did a really good job, and he was intimidating. You know, there are some scenes we'll get to where it's like, yo, Snoop, he really did this. This might be some real elaborate acting from Snoop, and maybe that'll be a conversation at some point. We look at kind of Snoop roles because we did. If you haven't heard it already, go check out our Bones review. We talked about him as Jimmy Bones, you know what I mean? But this movie definitely was really good. It was Snoop, it was LA, but it was Rodney, so I liked it. My last question is Baby Boy top 10 hood movies?
Oh, wait. now I gotta go through my mental Rolodex.
I'll pull
Top
up.
10.
I'll bring up some while y'all thinking.
Cause my hood movie pick, I bet y'all ain't never even seen it.
Okay. So here I'm gonna go for some Hot Boys, Waist Deep, South Central, Friday, Janky Promoters, Dead Presidents, Juice, Crime Partners, Players Club, Into Deep. So come on, y'all. Soul Plane, bro, get out of here. State Property, the Wash, Paid in Full, Set It Off, House Party 1 and 2, Get Rich or Die
Hood
Trying.
movie?
You think House Party is a hood movie?
I think so. I do. I just think it's a different side of the hood. I just think it's like there's sides of the hood with like a lot of these people still lower class. It's just we just ain't into the gangster stuff. We just you know what I mean. Like I think so. But don't be a menace to South Central while drinking and juice in the hood. Hustle and Flow.
I
Ride.
would probably put it in my top 10. Like my tailored to Ash's pick, I will put it in there because a lot of those you mentioned aren't really even. I've seen them, but they're not like regular. Like you know what I mean. Even though it's a hood, it's got to be something that I like go to and watch. Like The Wash, I don't go to that. Like certain ones.
Lockdown.
They are hood. Oh my God! Please don't
I
ever
know.
bring it.
Okay, so
Never again.
I kind of agree with Ash in the sense that it might be in my top 10, but like if I'm thinking general about hood movies that I really think are like hood movies, like what I think of when I think of like hood movies, I don't know if I would put it in the top 10 based off of the list that you just.
Jason's Lyric.
Yeah, because there are so many,
I gotta go 10 though, because it's.
but I don't, because I was counting on my fingers while you were reading it. And I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
get the 10 that I would choose.
Okay.
I got 10 out of that list, but Baby Boy, I don't know.
I think for me it's easily it's probably somewhere around 8, 9, or 10.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got to be there because the movie is exceptional. It's it's a very memorable movie. It's a movie that does an excellent job on world building. It's super quotable. It's got funny moments. It's got real moments. It's not a ton of these movies that has the replay value like Baby, and that replay value holds a lot for me. I definitely I think it's got to be top 10. I think obviously like Friday plays a heavy part in the formula of okay, this is another side of the hood that exists that don't always have to be so gangster, but there's a gangster nuance in this film. So for me, it's got to be top 10. It's like I said, it's later in the 10, but I will put it top 10. All right. Well, this movie, it's got a lot going on. It's a 2-hour movie. I did not know that. I did not know that.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed every minute of it. So let's be clear. So I'm gonna try to combine. So maybe we'll structure this going scene for scene because this movie is so nuanced that if we just focus on the dynamics or relationships, maybe we'll miss something. And this is such a heavy hitter. I want to make sure we lock in. So I'm gonna try to combine some scenes. I'm gonna lay it out. And then from that point on, y'all give y'all views. So we get the opening scene, this narration about black men in America. Dr. Francis says about black men in America being baby boys because of the systematic racism. They call it girl mama. Their friends, they call them their boys. In their house, they call it the crib. And we see Tyrese kind of in the embryo, if I'm correct in that. Then we see this early scene of Jody coming from the clinic with Yvette, and he's eating lemon heads, and he's trying to figure out how to make her feel better about it because obviously she had an operation done, and I don't know if this is her first time doing this after them having a child. We don't get the big reveal at that point, but what do y'all gather from that kind of opening monologue and this scene of them choosing this as the opening of the movie?
Um, Monologue. And y'all know I'm not a fan of monologues and all that narration. If it, I'm not a fan. Like bro's not a fan of poetry.
Boy,
I'm not a fan of monologues. Unless it's quick and short, in and out. Placement, things like that. So I'm not mad at it. And it kind of was just kind of setting the bases or whatever. But the setting the scene with Jody and Yvette at the clinic is telling me just about everything I need to know. Like about Jody, right? Like,
mm-hmm.
but the beginning scene, even before then, just the embryo part, like, I'll probably talk about that later on.
Oh, we here.
Cause like, and I was like, well, maybe I felt this way just now, but I'm like, no, like I think I've always felt this way
Yeah.
about these scenes.
Yep.
That really just bothers me. But I see what y'all trying to do. I just don't know that I needed it in the visual state
Yeah.
that you put it in. Like that's a lot. Okay, like this big ass, grown ass. Anyway, back to Yvette and Jody at the clinic. Like, bro, eating lemon heads. It was clear. Well, not clear, but I don't think this was the first time because later on she said, "All I get is a trip to the clinic." You know what I mean? So it made it seem like I don't think it was that many, but at least maybe this is the second. It just felt like she's used to this process.
Yeah.
Yeah, not doing anything to not have children, but you don't want more children at this time. So yeah, it's giving. I'm already looking at Jody side, but I'm also well, yeah. I'll just leave it there. Leave it there for that.
Yikes.
Are we going all the way back to when they get to the crib too and all that? Like,
Yeah, all that side in it. Yeah. Because I'm
Go ahead,
pretty
man.
much stopped before he leaves and then goes to the next, gets in a whipping.
Okay.
So, but I don't. Let me preface this. I don't want this to get overly long because I know we could spend a lot of time here. But yeah. So.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, so big fetus Tyrese
fetus
in the
turtleneck.
The monologue, I'm not opposed to a monologue, a well-placed bit of monologue. Like I feel like East Bayou did a great job with that. I think there are movies where it works and movies where it doesn't. Here, it did not work for me. I didn't even necessarily think that, and I get it, it's baby boy, like that's the point, right? But I feel like we would have got the point without it being so on the nose in this way. It's a very off-putting visual seeing him in the womb. Like, what are we doing with this musclehead baby? And like, it's just not work.
It's like you ever see the Avenger scene that when they always make the meme of it? They're all sitting in a like meeting room and they're looking at this is that.
It's never worked.
And they looking back like,
yeah, like it's this.
That's exactly. It's like we didn't need that visual. We could have let me not get in my writer's room bag, but we could have even had a visual of Yvette in the syrups and like going back and forth between her and Jody during the process to get with the monologue over it to give it maybe a little bit more, make it a little bit more palatable. But like Ash said, we gather that this is not the first time. Like she looks pissed off coming out of the clinic. You can tell that she didn't really want to do this. Even you hear her, vocalizing during the thing, like, no, not my baby, very upsetting set of circumstances, and she comes out looking, just disheveled and upset. And he's just being, man, listen, this whole movie, all I could think was this nigga here. Like,
Yeah, I figured.
oh my, like, he was just being
Mm-hmm.
just that.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to be, trying to be overly, coddling of her, even though you could tell he didn't necessarily care all that much.
Yeah,
That she,
he was too
What?
young. He was too young to get what was going on.
like, that he just got the, and
He ain't get it. Like,
we find out later that not only is it not the first time that for them, but it's not his first time with women in general having
right,
this.
right.
So he's just, a selfish, irresponsible little boy. And you see it in the way, like she said, he out there eating lemon heads, just waiting. She come out and he's like, oh, and takes her home. She don't want to be bothered. And he just
He like, I can go to
got ready
Lucy's. I can get you.
to go run the streets again.
But he's like, I can go. We can go to Lucy's. I can get you a cheese enchilada. You know how broke you are to get a cheese taco. Like that's what the first thing I thought when I say, that's when you on mad cheap time. You're getting a cheese enchilada.
I need the meat.
There's no beans, and beans is cheap. There's no refried beans. There's no beef, no tomatoes. A cheese enchilada, bro. But it tracks because again, I'm assuming they're both 20 or maybe she's 21, but like their early 20s. This is the life, not the toxic part, but like this is the life of like we're trying to figure it out. She got a job. She on top of things, which women tend to be even at the young age like this. He is not completely. And I think the visual was great to see the clinic and to see him eating lemon heads. That was great. So I did like the contrast that they were trying to give. Like that's the beauty in the movie. Like if you watch it enough and you watch it close enough, they don't have to explain themselves. The visual gives it away, which is which is why I speak to some of my issues with Spike Lee's choices in some of his movies. But like, yeah, he's just trying to like. He's a 20-year-old, like ignorant boy talking about like, you want a cheese enchilada or hey, I could get you a strawberry fat shake. Like this is going to solve it. And we'll see later in the movie where they have a real intense moment and he decides to, go oral because he thinks this is what it takes to like, this is why, and look, y'all give him all the smoke because y'all are women and women need to be heard. I'm not tripping it. And I'm not an apologist. All I'm trying to be is open to the idea that this is a young couple and Yvette got it more together than Jody by far. You know what I mean? But it's still a young couple. Neither one of y'all really know what y'all doing. And we all been young before. We all been in relationships being young before. And you think you don't know what you're doing yet. Now we look at ourselves in our 30s. I got this shit. But then you don't know what you're doing. So that's the way I watch the movie. So I want y'all to understand as we get further into the scenes, I'm not rooting for Jody. I'm not justifying Jody. I'm just understanding a 20-year-old that's like, you just got out of high school a couple years ago, bro. You ain't got a plan. You ain't lost your brother. You ain't got shit. You know what I mean? So we'll get to that. But anyway.
And I appreciate the disclaimer, bro. But we know the man that you are. So you
no doubt. But it's for the listeners. Like,
you're right.
You're like, oh man, you sitting there. I'm not rooting for Jody at all, bro. Like, I'll be very clear. Like, I don't like him at all. But this is nasty work though.
Nasty.
Because to do the thing of to do the thing like you already had plans, but let me try to figure out how to weave it into. Let me try to figure out how to weave this into something that works for you. so I could take your car. This is what makes this movie comedy, because this is real broke boy behavior. It's like, hey, can I take? Hey, I could go get you this and that. I could go get you. You need this? Oh, you want some juice? You want some juice? Like this whole thing is broke boy behavior, and he's trying to like mask it under like I'm gonna
And
get you.
then, was I not gonna get my shake until after you slide on Peanut? Like,
Bro.
was you gonna slide over there, do what you did, and then bring my shake? Like, even just to take it further on the
Yeah,
like,
yeah, keep going. Yeah, we good. Go ahead.
no, I'm saying no, I'm just saying like to even add to the nasty work. Like, you gonna make a pit stop, so I'm already pissed, hurt, mentally, physically, emotionally, and then you go slide to your second baby mama, and then I'm gonna still be waiting on you for my shake or whatever. I'm just saying, if I did want it, you're wild. Then the way you pull up on Peanut, no better.
Yeah, he pull up on his baby mama, and she's in the middle of a shower. Pulls the curtain like, "Hey, make a nigga some food." What?
Who does he think he is?
Well, that's why I like what's y'all remember the baby mama's name?
Peanut.
I'm thinking Sweet Pea or P or whatever. Okay,
Yeah,
Peanut.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so he pull up on Peanut, pulls the shower, make a nigga some food. She get out, make some food, roll one. The mama pulls up, and his daughter over there, and the mama she can't stand him. You can see it all over her face, and which is a funny line. Like that's one thing Daddy do, make pretty kids, which reminds of our daddy, because our daddy says this all the time. Even if things like that, all right, man. Like he still says this to us, but Jody, he has this daughter, and he's doing the thing, like trying to like be in and out. He's not really there like that, clearly, but he's doing the thing, and the mama. I'm gonna lay something out here real quick, because this is something that bothers me. It's not in the later section, but I'm sure y'all probably got something to say about it. But anyway, later scene out, he's at Peanut's crib. The mama's like not feeling it. They got the baby girl in the little automatic swing. She ended up falling asleep. The mama smoking a cigarette in the house, which is just normal culture at this point in time. And them two are in the back, and they getting active. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. The only thing I want to lay out here, and y'all go say whatever y'all want to say about the scene. It's why is it that the mom is here? I don't know. Maybe the mom don't live here with Peanut. I don't know. But like we see this, and then we go to P's crib, and it's the same thing. And again, this is where I had to keep remembering the context. These people are all in the hood. Nobody really made it out. Everybody just manages surviving this. Mia said earlier in the episode. So that's the way I had to keep looking at it, because I'm like, why are y'all writing it like this? Why y'all playing it like this? But I had to remember, like, we got to keep in mind, this is the hood. Nobody's getting money like that. So, but what do y'all want to say about this scene, this whole Peanut scene?
First of all, and yes, Peanut lived with her mom.
Yeah.
Our house. Because she said when she rolled up, like, Jody, what I tell you about parking in my driveway? That was her mama house.
Mm-hmm.
But for you to have just took your girl, who you have a child with who looks to be about 5, you took your woman to the clinic to get a schmushmortion. Then she at home laid up, and you go to see your other baby mama, pick the baby up for all of 5 minutes, then go. Like, matter of fact, when you get there, the baby not even there, because the baby with the grandma. You go to see you roll up on your other baby mama to get some action while I'm laid up because I done just had to delete his fetus for you. Now, like if we didn't know before, we see the type of dude that Jody is right here. Because but yeah, I got distracted by our tiny co-host. But
I didn't see it.
yeah,
Absolutely. He's
like
all
he's
in the picture.
so foul. Like the way he treats them is just so
Hmm.
disrespectful. Even the way he pulled the curtain back, the way he talked to her when she notices it's him. Just the disrespect is crazy.
Yeah.
Again, that just speaks to the fact that even though love his mama Juanita down, she's probably my favorite character in the whole film.
Okay.
But he had a young mother, and his father was not present from what we saw, you
Yeah. Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Mhm.
or whatever the case may be. But he just has absolutely no respect for himself, for these women. The fact that the mama was just letting them get active back there where they already got one little bitty. So you already know he cheating on Yvette, not just because he rolls up on Peanut, because their baby is way younger than his baby would be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's just
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they way younger. I think they're close in age.
now
Oh.
their son was
The
like
son, the
he was
son
like
could,
4.
the son could talk.
He was like 4.
Okay, and you said she's 5.
No, the baby was like a baby. She was in a pumpkin seat.
Yeah, she was in a car seat. Remember, he had
A rear facing baby seat in a baby swing. His baby with Peanut is little. She's probably not even
mhm.
And she looked like she might be about maybe like 2 at 1, 2, maybe. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
under 1. I know this.
Not well. She might have. They might have wrote her as under 1, but that baby ain't under 1. Like who y'all casted is not under 1. I'm gonna keep it a Bing. Legs is hanging off the machine.
She's got 11 months, 1 at the most.
You gotta relax.
She's
You
not.
gotta like what
This
they
probably
wrote.
at least
What they wrote versus
almost
what
2.
she was. Like, all right, she definitely ain't 1.
Either
But
way, she younger than the baby he got with
that's
Yvette.
facts. That's facts. Okay.
Hmm.
Anything else you want to say about that, Ash?
It is like no. Go ahead.
About Peanut, the whole Peanut thing.
No, I think Mia pretty much covered that scene. Yeah,
All right. Well, you can.
Mom was just filled with disgust on her face.
Yeah. Boy, she can't stand this nigga.
She can't stand him.
All right. Well, I'll lead this scene and you can react first, Ash. So he ends up pulling back up. He's riding around. He's got a vet's, car, and he pulls up and he meets Melvin for the first time. And, obviously he already got some, animosity towards him because he's a baby boy. You know what I mean? He don't want to see moms dating nobody. And he sees Melvin, and Melvin's this big, just big, brolic type dude. He sees his jail tats, 187. And Ving Rhames is doing the thing that he does, and like, man, hey, this is my guy. Like, listen, this is my guy. Like, this is what we all would love to strive to be. Like the strong, silent type. Shout out to the Sopranos. Like that's what Melvin is. But we get that, and then I'm kind of tying the scenes together, and then I don't know where they at this next scene where it's P and Jody. I don't know, what is this, a car wash, or I couldn't quite gather what the scene was.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It ain't like a convenient. No, it wasn't like a.
Because people were
like one of them
people were
little
lined up. There was
plazas.
weed man selling weed. Like I didn't gather it. So
Yeah, that was I couldn't figure out like what it looked like, a terminal of some sort. Like I don't know, because it did kind of look like car wash or bus terminal or something like that, but I couldn't figure out either where they were exactly.
Mhm. Was you still adding that scene in, bro? Or you? Um. Well, yeah. Introduction to Melvin. This is when they were in the yard, right? Like he was talking to Jody was talking to his mom, and she was saying, "I can't keep giving you money every time." Like again, indications that you need to chill. You're 20 years old and you out here just loose with the cannon. But which is ridiculous. But yeah, so Melvin walks. First of all, where do I need to meet Melvin? I know she said he has a landscaping business, so maybe he. I'm just curious at how that because the interaction was like you already told him Jody having issues getting a job. Like this is on the out the gate. Anita is already feeling very comfortable with Melvin. Like you sharing a little details about your son, your grown son that live with you. Melvin pull up, got the beater on, tats, bald head, sweating, and yeah. So Jody's face instantly, like you said, he feels threatened. He feels replaceable. Like again, you're the son, right? But like another man's more masculinity, more testosterone coming in, and you and the thing about Melvin is he doesn't have to. He's not seeking validation, or again, this is the beginning, but I'm just kind of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Jody needs he wants a lot of reassurance. He wants a lot of respect, but he's not doing any of the things. He's a man. I'm a grown ass man.
Mm-hmm.
That's his running theme, but you're not doing grown ass man things in any aspect. So Melvin comes in. Clearly, he was in the joint. You know what I mean? He got the tats, got the whatever, got the look, the overalls, but he's obviously turning his life around. And he's like, your mama tell me you got a problem getting a job. I had that same problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? Try to relate in a way, but it's almost also like if I'm Jody, to hear that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just, again, I don't even know you, dude. Like you telling me you can look out. I don't even know. Came home from my two women and mama got this dude over here. Like when I left, mama didn't have a dude at the crib. But yeah. So yeah, the introduction to Melvin, and then that moment with Juanita. Juanita's clearly very sexually attracted and drawn to him. He's a man's man. You know, he has that posterior. He has, but again, I'm cool on Ben.
He got aura.
He has an aura. He has that. They doing that slow breathing, all of that.
Hey, he was getting it off in this movie. I ain't gonna lie. I was like
those intimate buildups, you know, creating that tension for later.
Here's the thing.
And I mean, it was working.
No, it was. It really was.
He was selling it. Selling it.
That's why I say I respect it.
Yes. I'm nothing on Vin, but he was selling it.
Is this his Eddie Murphy boomerang for you? Or you still ain't feeling it?
Please go.
I'm not.
Okay, you ain't feeling it.
I'm not attracted to Vin Rhames.
Okay. All right.
I think these were attractive things he was doing, and clearly
actions. Yeah. Okay.
Even in the when it got down to business, he was still handling that as well.
Yeah.
But I'm still not looking like. Ooh, okay.
He looked good today.
Yeah, I'm still not. No.
That's fair.
And I watched this movie alone, unfortunately. Maybe I should have watched it with Hubs, you know, and I might have been, you know,
motivated.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
I like the way you like it.
I was home alone, you know.
She just can't help it. She can't help herself. She can't help it.
Hey, listen, my bros, they get on me so much about my Moisms. The supporters start getting on me about like just noticing stuff like that. But Ash might got me beat. Your Ashisms might be worse than me.
What? Yeah,
girl.
Hey, you neck and neck with me, bro. Like, but they don't know because they ain't over here. But like, they came over here and listened and supported. You might be you be right there. Like,
okay. Here's the thing about Melvin, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not attracted to Ving Rhames, but I'm attracted to Melvin as a character.
Mm-hmm.
And that is because TT is a woman of a certain age. I'm a little bit older than you, Ash.
Oh
Listen,
my God.
it's something about a man who can work in the yard, who's good with his hands, who can do things and fix shit.
Oh,
That just very much, very, it's very, it's giving very much Big Daddy energy.
Yeah.
You know,
husband is very handy. Very handy.
and I love that for you, and that's why you be acting like that. But
Mia wilding out right
Yeah.
now. She wilding out right now.
I might have to go take a break. Look.
Boy, look, I get back to y'all in a minute.
now we ain't got that much more time, Ash. Hold on. But yeah, I saw what Juanita saw because
Yeah.
when you know, used to handling things on your own, and then you got a big strong
Mhm.
man who comes in and is helping you handle things. It's like, yes,
Yeah.
take over, Jody.
Yeah. He is definitely what Juanita would have needed because she would have ran over any other guy. Like dealing
Mhm.
with Jody's dad, and I don't know if Jody and his brother had the same dad or not. And just being in the hood, you know what I mean, being a strong black woman like she is and having to deal with the BS of her sons, you know what I mean? Like she needed a man to come through like that. Like be like, hey, listen, I apologize. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. Like you need that man that's like, hey, listen, you know what time it is. You know, so it tracked. It tracked completely. Like when it comes to Melvin and Juanita, tracked perfectly for me. And Ving Rhames did his thing. Um, see if I can combine some more scenes. So Yvette is on the phone with her friend.
Eureka.
Yeah. They friends. Are they really friends? Who knows? It's just typical culture. I feel like back then, and maybe even now, we see Jody. We see the Tupac poster. He's building little miniature cars and bikes. So he does have some kind of interest, some kind of ambition. He has a passion for something. He goes to sleep. He has his dream of things going really well, but then then the dream turns dark where he sees himself getting killed in the dream and people mourning his funeral. P, his mom, Yvette, and then we get to him pulling up. We get him waking up and dropping Yvette off at work. We'll leave it there. I'll say this then. The dream, I feel like feels realistic in the sense that he's in the hood. We get the reveal later that he lost his brother. You know what I'm saying? So that feels like a reality. Like, even though Jody is not a street guy, and we'll find that out later in the movie when talking to P, there is this feeling that hovers over him. And it might be just a normal feeling for most guys that grew up in the hood around this time, or even in general that live in the hood, that feels this overarching feeling of I could get killed at any moment on a stray or on some association type tip. So it felt really realistic in that sense. And then also him doing the crap because there's moments in the movie where I see that, oh, Jody is actually smarter than he's leading on. He just ain't been encouraged about being smart, and I can relate to that because I was a young boy at one point. So there's this thing is like, yo, it takes time and patience to build those little figurines. Shout out to our Uncle Sonny. You know what I mean? So it takes time to do stuff like that. And we'll see later in the movie these schemes and plots of him having some kind of understanding, but being an underachiever. But yeah, and then, like I said, the dream part, and and then of course he's slobbing, Yvette down, and then they get a round of applause. So anything I want to add to those scenes right there?
I'll piggyback on what you said about Jody, just like the dream sequence. The dream sequences kill me, but talk about that later. I feel like Jody is just so much untapped potential. I don't necessarily think he wasn't encouraged. I think he was coddled. His mom enabled him to be, just complacent.
Okay.
You know, she was probably working, taking care of a household on her own, probably didn't have time to be as present as she could have been while he was young, which is why he ended up, being a womanizer, making a whole bunch of babies and, being the way that he is. But you can see he's very handy, which is like, dang, didn't nobody go to trade school? Like he fixing bikes for the kids in the neighborhood. He fixes Yvette's car.
Mm-hmm.
He does a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Like he has a lot of talent, but he doesn't know what to do with it. It's very misplaced. Um, like he lives in the hood, but as you said, not a street dude. Like his best friend is, but he's in the hood, but he's adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He a sidewalk nigga.
Right. But as you said, like in them circumstances, you get into a fight with the wrong person, you can get shot. You in the wrong place at the wrong time, you can get shot. A lot of that comes into play. But because of his lifestyle, I guess I just didn't understand why he was seeing himself dead. Maybe it's because that's what happened to his brother. And so he was afraid of that happening to him too. But I guess I
I'm,
didn't necessarily.
I think he just knew he. I think he knew. He just knew, and I think this could be this is everybody thing with a man thing. Like he knew he was living foul.
Hey, you living reckless. I was gonna say that, like, you just doing a lot of bad shit. You know what I mean? You're cheating. You're avoiding responsibility. He's very emotional, right? Like, it doesn't take much to get a reaction out of him. I don't know.
Mhm.
It's like his subconscious was like warning him. You know what I mean? Like you said, his brother dying, that could play a part of it too. But and it's like, yeah, the dream sequences, like Mia said, we can talk about that later as well. That was killing me. Um, yeah, like you just living foul, and you are in the hood, and even women, there's fatal attraction, right? So who's to say you can't get done by a woman? You know what I mean? Just like moving that way. I mean, you know the chick at the job, like you turn her down, but who's to say she ain't called? You know what I'm saying? It could go anyway. Just being in that environment and you moving the way you moving, playing with people's emotions, and things could happen. So I think he definitely was. He had the fear of dying, but then also it's like you got a fear of growing up too. So it's like you're really struggling. Like something got to shift. But yeah.
Okay, so uh, since this movie is so long, we can't go scene for scene. We're only
Yeah.
we're literally only 13 minutes out of a 2 hour and 9 movie.
Are you for real?
Oh yeah.
We're
Okay.
13 minutes into the film, so we're gonna kind of speed this up a little bit. We're not gonna do y'all a disservice, but I don't want us to turn into a 3 hour episode. So
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit of more. Let's talk a lot more about Jody and Yvette.
Yes.
And I know that might take a little bit. So
But that's the main theme of the movie.
it's the main theme, and then we'll kind of touch on like Jody and P, Jody with his mom, and we'll tie Melvin into that. Jody just his own separate ventures. Rodney, the whole Rodney, Jody, the love triangle. We'll tie all that into that, but like, let's get into Jody and Yvette because that's like obviously the through line of this whole movie.
Well, yeah. I mean, very, very toxic relationship. I know they're young, and so you could shoot them a little bill, I guess, for that. But Yvette is doing what a lot of women do, you know, hoping that her man is going to change, hoping her man going to do better, even though you're seeing, I mean, his actions is showing you what he's doing. You know what I mean? And you know that there's love there, but not enough to get him to stop doing what he's doing, clearly. Like, she holding it down, she raising their son, got a good job, or, you know, I don't know if it's a good job, but she's clearly going to job. She got her own whip, own crib. She's doing great to be 20 or 21. Jody cheating, lying, manipulating. It's clear she wants stability, right? She wants Jody to herself and only to herself. She's being faithful to him. Oh, she do got a line I got down there later that she said that made me happy. She said definitely got that down there. But yeah, like, it's just a very toxic relationship. And then he does start to be honest with her about what he's doing. You know, when they get to that part, I don't know if they were at the house or he put him, like, he's saying that love you, but I F other women from time to time. I don't know why, I just do. It's like, that's the craziest response I've ever heard. And again, she already knew this, right? At least she already knew it, Peanut. And then when the girl from the job came into play, you know, that was really gonna be like next level for her. But it's like, it's already next level. You see what I'm saying? But she's just so blinded because she's in love. And again, we've all been there before, as far as just loving on the wrong person or just hoping that they'll one day change. It was tough. It was tough. Like, I had like, I was just screaming at Yvette, you know, as I'm watching it this time around, like, not screaming, but like, just even, I was really kind of honed in more on her aspect of the movie too, because I'm like, dude, he's literally telling you, showing you everything to just clip it, you know what I mean? And you're still, like, you were gonna be okay with him if he just smashing Peanut.
Right.
Like, okay,
Exactly.
yeah, you cheating, like, you go to the strip club, whatever, like, I'm seeing you, I'm hearing things, like, you still gonna be with him. It's like, dude.
I mean, again, these are 20-year-olds in the hood in LA. And what they're familiar with, like the generation before, that's probably how it go. You know what I mean? They're probably used to men acting this way, or and how they've seen women hold on to a good man. Then there's probably a sense of belief in false potential. You know, that's a real thing, not even just in the hood in LA and in the 90s, 2000s. That's still a thing now. Just this kind of, sometimes there's a false belief in your man's potential where he's not really going to be what you think he is, but you're riding that wave because then it justifies your grace dealing with him. You know what I mean? And he's so ignorant. He don't even know that's why he getting by. He don't even know that's why he getting by. And so a person like Jody, like, he don't even know. And I think he knows what he can and can't do, as toxic as it is, which is why I think we get that later scene where the coworker of hers, where she wanted to get it off. And y'all can elaborate on, like, what was driving her as far as, like, doing that, because he's like, you just trying to make her jealous, or was you really attracted to me? You know what I mean? What was that even about?
Well, I can tell you exactly what that's about. Women love to have a one up. It's a certain brand of woman who loves to have a one up. If they feel like they can bag your man, they're gonna try everything that they can. Especially if they see a man treating you good. They want to prove, like, that nigga ain't shit for real. Like, I bet you I can get him. And Jody was just foul and immature. Like, yeah, he didn't go through with it, but he was still over her house. Why were you even there? Why would you even put
Now, he still cheated. I mean,
yes, very much so.
She did the thing. So
yeah, he didn't, but you were there. You still got something. Something happened, and
leaving here with something.
yeah. Like, their relationship, to me, I have to assume it started maybe like in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And, they fell in love. She, the pretty girl from the hood, she got out of high school, had a baby, did what she had to do, got a little job at the call center, got her apartment, got her car. She's living really a hood dream, like,
Yeah, for sure.
but is aspirational to a lot of girls in her circumstances. She not living with her mama. She is doing it on her own for herself and her baby, but she wants her man to live with her. He just won't leave his mama house. She ain't even asking him to get a place. She said, "Come move in here with me." But he's just so attached to living in his mama's house, probably because he gets to come and go as he pleases,
Mm-hmm.
ooh la la around in the streets anytime he wants to. He got Yvette's car. Um, he can come to her house whenever he wants to, and he knows that he can stay there. When he leaves, she gonna be there by herself, and ain't nobody else gonna be there. He can do whatever he wants to do. And I look at Yvette's character, and it was just so frustrating because it's like I know women like this. I know women who I've grown up with, like, who have this mentality, like, yeah, he might do this, this, and this, but he don't love them. He's coming home to me. It don't even matter. Or they fight about it, but ultimately they're gonna get back together, and it's just a cycle of fighting about it, but you ain't really, but nobody's there, nothing's being done until, of course, everything comes to a head because of the girl at her job, and he hits her, and that's where she somewhat drew the line. I can't even say she drew the line there because she still wanted him back. Like it was
It
still
was like more so making a point.
right. Like, okay, you crossed the line,
I
and
got
now I have to teach you a lesson. But she was still hoping that he was gonna pop up because when Rodney
exactly.
popped up at the door, she thought it was him, and she was excited that it was Jody. It just happened to be
Mm-hmm.
Rodney.
Yeah, there's definitely a thing. There through the movie, I was like, why is she staying with him? But we get that moment where like he applies a lot of justice, and I counted five. I counted five.
Okay.
This brother has some skills, so I counted five. Makes you think about your heyday in your 20s. Anyways, but so that when seeing him do that, it's like he's doing this special dance after the fact, like he's got it off. You know what I mean? Like so, then we see, okay, at least we understand why he might have this connection with these women. What kind of holds them between his words of "I'm gonna do better, I'm gonna be better," this type thing that's really false and faint, and then obviously his skill set that he has. Then we understand like, oh, okay, at least this is why this this.
I mean, I knew what was the hole. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Nah, I,
It
I
was
wasn't really
obvious.
new. I thought it was just like, oh, he's just thugged out type,
No,
thug toxicity. But I love that's my man type
no.
shit. Like, but like seeing that scene, I was like, oh, oh, all right, all right, bro. Yeah, he was doing what he do. You know what I mean? And that's what bothers him so much when somebody like brings up that he's baby boy, because in those moments he thinks he's a man.
Yeah.
And rest in peace to, what is it, Kevin Samuels?
He passed. Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Samuels. He had one of the infamous clip talking about like black men like living through their peace. You know what I'm saying? Like letting that define you. And it's like, bro, that ain't a high value man. Like living through that, like that, you got to be more than just like capable to do those things. Like that ain't shit, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like that's just one small facet. And so, but again, him being 20, thinking like, oh, I got it. Like all I got to do is like Mia brought up, like he smacked it, and all I got to do is go down here. And I'm assuming that this is not a regular thing. So like, this is my secret weapon when like things that are crazy come down, and he does that, and then we bring back another dream sequence of her like enjoying it and seeing the possible future, but then also seeing the other side of the future where he could be gone, because it was the reality of what was going on. And I don't know, I don't really like Yvette just throughout the movie with him, like, all right, Jody, one of these times, I'm telling you, I don't like you doing, I don't like. I'm one is I'm gonna leave you because I don't like you just doing this, and that. It's just everything she's saying to him is just full of shit, and it's just like I don't like it. I understand it. Again, they're young. They're in the hood. I get it. This is like art meets reality, but I just don't like it because then when it ain't him and it's Rodney pulling up, then you're like, oh, I thought this was my Jody. Then you pulling up on Jody. And then he don't love me no more. You don't love me no more. Like,
So you don't like her talking trash to Jody?
no, I don't mind that. She gotta get that off. She gotta get that off. I hate your ass. Like, I need all that.
Oh, okay.
You want to get into that?
I think it's more so from what I'm understanding, Mo, you're saying like it was a whole bunch of empty threats. Like
That part. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. It's just like, I'm telling you, because man, well, I want some man too. This night, you ain't want nobody else, bro. Hey, stop. He didn't even believe you until Rodney called. Then it was like, well, we played a different ball game. And I don't even know what that was about, bro. Like, I don't know what she was on. Like, you writing him letters and you're picking up his calls. Why does she feel obligated to Rodney?
What is their history?
Ex or
he
something.
Came before Jody, I'm assuming.
Yeah. And he went to jail.
Oh, okay.
He probably was pen paling with them because he's lonely. You know them jail. I'm not gonna get an anecdote. I'm not about to tell y'all my business. But sometimes, from what I've heard, what I know, what I might be familiar with, those little
I don't know. I don't know. Explain.
Them little jail letters be real sweet. They talk real sweet to you.
Oh yeah.
When they up that road. Young me, I've lived a few lives, and I might.
So this movie ain't that crazy.
First of all, we not gonna go that far. What I'm saying is, I may have known somebody who went to jail at one point in my life who was writing me letters, and it was. Did I expect that nigga to show up at my house when he got out? No, absolutely not. But it was cute, little pen pal situation, sending letters and whatnot. But and she probably, like she said, Jody out here doing whatever he want to do. So yeah, when Rodney calls, it's not like I have no men up in here. Yeah, I might have a little phone conversation for him just because I want to vent, get some stuff off my chest. I'm gonna sit here and talk to him. It's harmless for real because he's in there. I'm out here. Ain't nothing happening. I just need some attention because my nigga out here messing around doing whatever he want to do. And I'm just in the house. So yeah, I'm just talking.
Mm-hmm.
Then, he gets out. And where does he think he's going to come?
Mm-hmm.
Your house.
Yeah. That whole thing, the argument that they have. So, we do get the Jody with her coworker, and like, we spoke to it a little bit earlier. Things almost get there. I mean, what she does, she brings out an appetizer, but they don't ever get to the full course. And he pretty much cuts it off at the appetizer. Say, hey, bring me the check, bring me the bill. This is foul, and then of course, Yvette picks this up, at the job, and then they end up having a argument. And I wouldn't break the code, baby. I wouldn't break the code, and then he says, I'm out. I lie to you because I care about you. I'm out here telling these hoes the truth. I'm lying to you because I care about your feelings. What do y'all think about this argument outside of the apartments? y'all as women, I would love to hear y'all perspective on this. Ash, what you think?
Oh, don't lie to me. I don't want to be lied to. I don't care how you try to put a bow on it, like, cause I feel like you're taking my decision away from me by lying to me.
That's true.
Cause then when I find out the truth, you know what I mean. I'm gonna feel like I probably would have cut out a long time ago. Depending, you know what I mean. So no, don't. I'd rather have the truth always, even if I'm gonna be mad, emotional, whatever. Probably not gonna like it. Gonna be mad. All the emotions that come with what you tell me, but I still, in the end, will appreciate the truth. And Jody was killing me when he was at her house because you kept doing all this extra shit like you didn't know what you went over there for. Like he was blowing me. Like, oh, why you want me anyway? Like you over here, like, man, I ain't got no condom. No way. Like you just, but you
Oh,
ain't
with the
moving your feet to
coworkers.
leave. Yeah, the coworker's house. I'm like, he doing all this extra like you didn't pull up, and you didn't know what type of time she was on. Like he was getting on my nerves in there. I'm
That
like, dude,
I'm gonna
he
keep it a
kept,
bean.
what you doing, girl?
That was
What you
that was
doing, girl?
that was real realistic. I ain't gonna even lie.
What you doing, girl? What do you mean? What is she doing?
This is man logic.
It is.
Because why are you
It
even
is.
there?
He should. He should.
Exactly. You know what it is.
You're absolutely right. Y'all are absolutely right. And as a 20-year-old, this is the thing. As a 20-year-old, that's what we got to keep in mind. A 20. I just went from 19
But
to 20.
yeah, but all these, we know how he already moved even before we get to her house. It's like, bro,
No, it was stupid. It was ignorant, of course. But like,
he
I,
had bad intent.
I can't. Yeah, you have bad intentions. I can't speak to his morality in those moments. It's as if it's this weird thing that happens, and I'm not saying that I relate to it, but it's this weird thing that happens where, like, you're trying to see what's up, but you're also trying to be like, I'm not going to let nothing happen, and that's where you lost already. But that's the ignorance. I can't speak to women, but that's the ignorance in a man at 20 thinking that, oh, okay, I'm going to pull up over here, hang out, kick and see what's up. Whoa, I'm not gonna let it go past this. But if it does, I wasn't trying to. It's just a stupid man logic, and I think they captured it really well in that moment. And I mean, he did cut it out, but it was just he shouldn't have been there in the first place. You shouldn't have been there in the first place. Like when you was at the parking lot, she was giving you that eye. You already seen the jazz was popping. You should have known. Like immediately, nah. You gonna get me.
Right.
You gonna mess up everything I got going. Because then he should have known in his mind. It's like you're with Yvette and she's okay with what's going on with you and Peanut. But now you getting greedy. And now you want to try to go out here and adventure. And that's why it played a high play when she heard, I hate your ass. And she had a right to feel that way. Because it's like, I'm okay with Peanut. I get that. Y'all got ties. Y'all have a child together. There's some history there. But like at my job, and he was like, I wouldn't break the code, baby. I wouldn't break the code. The code. It's like, but you shouldn't even been at the spot. So it's a very ignorant situation, but it's very realistic how they wrote it.
Like having a open box of condoms in the back of my car is crazy.
He looks at it like it's his car.
But neither here nor there. Why are they in here at all? Even if it was your car. Then to say, I lie to you because I love you, no. How about not doing anything that you would even lie to me about?
Exactly. Yeah.
That would be love. You're lying to me because you know that if I knew the truth in its full capacity, if I had all the information, I might leave you. So you're not trying to protect my feelings. You're trying to protect your
situation.
That's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they're 20, 21, they're young, so we have to, like, account for their young people in very grown-up situations. When I was 20, I ain't have no kids. I wasn't even thinking about having no kids.
Facts.
My own place. I wasn't out here, navigating these very adult. I thought I was grown, but I wasn't
Of course we
in
did. Yeah.
these types of adult situations. So yes, I have to account for that, but it's like, bro, leave that nigga, leave him. Like there's so like it was so frustrating. Um and then when they broke up and the whole catalyst for them getting back together is because now this nigga Rodney is there and she needs somebody to save the day. Like she can't get him out of her house. She feels like she has no protection. This man is in there acting a fool,
Mm-hmm. I take advantage of her in front of her son.
which is wild.
Ash, anything you want to say about like kind of the breakup segment of them two? You know, with Yvette, that whole thing. She, grabs the son, and the whole he don't love me no more. And then the later scene where they're playing dominoes, add 'em up, P. That whole thing. And then she's about to walk off, and she tells him like, "Yo, he tried to, take advantage of me in front of our son." And then the plot thickens where it's like, okay, bro, that's what we got to do. And again, I know we're just speaking to Jody and Yvette, but like,
Well, I mean, we just all,
yeah, we just rolling with it. But
mixing it. It's a gumbo pot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's definitely a gumbo because it's But
yeah.
what I feel like you had, what you want to say?
Not too much as far as that. Like, I mean, the breakup was warranted, overdue for sure.
Mm-hmm.
She took her keys back to her whip. My boy, crazy thing, he picked up his son. Oh well, that was a little after, but like picked up his son with his bike when Rodney was there.
Boy,
and like he pulled out to the street. I'm like, yeah, what do? Like, put him in the. What we finna do here? To get back to your mama house on this
hey,
bike.
his son saved him.
He's walking and you just pushing the bike, but yeah, that's facts.
Because those gangsters, Rodney and his boys,
right.
Contrary to popular belief, like them gangsters, like they got a code. Like and like when it comes to kids, like even he was like F your fort. You know what I'm saying? Like all that, like F your daddy. I miss my daddy. F your daddy. Like that. All that's cool, but like he ain't gonna never like do nothing in front of his son. Like when we get that scene, because they have a code when it comes to women and children. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was just like a little interesting in that sense, and I don't know if Jody knew that or not, like how deep Rodney was in gang culture. So I
don't think he did.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he did. Like he was talking a lot of stuff on the phone. I don't think he knew who he really was.
I think he knew.
Huh?
I think he knew. I think
because
like LA, in LA, that's just the culture. Like that is so prevalent that anybody you interact with or meet is like Melvin, from Melvin on down to like damn near anybody who lives in a certain type of neighborhood is going to be affiliated with a gang or be in a gang. He knew who Rodney was before and he knew he was a Crip. And I'm pretty sure just based off of LA culture, he knew, but he didn't care.
It just felt like
it's something that they're used to. It's an everyday thing. Like, yeah,
it just felt like Yvette didn't share so much about him. Like, or I guess it just wasn't like presented that way. Like he knew he was an ex, so it just didn't feel like she shared so much. Like that nigga really, but
it's like he would have known just from like being in the same like hood. Like if you from Compton, you gonna know the bangers are in Compton. If you from Inglewood, you gonna know who gang banging in Inglewood and where like who is affiliated with what just by proximity.
That's fair. But yeah, I was more so saying like, bro, as far as like just the ride to how he's gonna get to his with the bike and his that was wild. But you said the breakup, and then they playing dominoes. Yeah, I don't really got too much to say about that, really.
Yeah, I mean he's doing the thing, and he's doing the thing that where he's like, okay, you don't want me, all right. Then he's been real stone cold with her. He was cold with her when she picked up their son, little Jody or whatever, and then she falls back, and then she pulls up in a later occasion, like just sitting there. We see P's girl, like girl, he just he just acting funny or whatever. And she pulls up and he acts like he don't even see her, and then she walks away. And then he like, what you doing, girl? And you see that love is really there in a 20-year-old's mind. And it did hit me. I didn't cry, but it did hit me when she shared like Rodney tried to blank me in front of our son. And that hit different. Like the scene of Rodney doing that, it wasn't as potent. Probably, I don't know if it's Snoop's acting or the whatever. It didn't hit like that.
Yeah,
like, I think Taraji did her part. You're gonna do this in front of my son, but I don't think Snoop maybe captured it as much. However,
I agree.
You know what I mean? Because it was like her part. She's like, "You gonna do this in front of my son?" Like I felt the emotion of her, but then when Snoop was, he was looking like, "Man, get out of here, little nigga!" Like it was fine, but it was just like it kind of took me right out of the emotion of it. But when she got here to Jody bringing that up, and he's hugging her, he's like, "Girl, you know about Adam's rib? You my rib, girl." Like that whole thing, because he's still he's 20 years old. He don't know shit. But like what he thinks he knows, and so he got to bring this to P. Like, bruh, I can't. I got it. I ain't got no other choice. Like this man is trying to get my woman up out of here. He's trying to really ruin her life and trying to ruin mine. And so,
but when you bring it to P, be ready because he's really on that type of time.
Nah, man, I got.
And that's why I be like, P is really. He's struggling. You know what I mean? He really liked that. And are we to assume he's probably 21 or like a little older than?
He probably like 20, 22. In my mind, he probably about 22. And so we can speak to P and Jody.
Yeah. That's cool.
So what do you want to say?
I mean, you could. P had his internal struggles. He talked about getting saved and like it was nice to see because it's like he's stuck in that environment, but it's like they leaned on each other heavy.
Yeah.
Right. Because even when it was like Jody started selling his merch and stuff, and he's like, why I got to get you a job? Cause you my man. You know what I mean? Like, so he didn't have any ambitions to try to do something different. You could tell he had that internal struggle with it. He wanted something different, but he didn't know how to navigate to something different. Like he didn't know how to, I feel like probably stay true to himself, but do something for good. You know what I mean? Because again, the dreams and nightmares that Jody was having, like P was really living when it came to like his potential even dying.
Yeah, that's facts.
Is, you know what I mean? Putting in that work and whatnot. So it's like he was mentally outgrowing his environment, but he was physically still stuck there. And like, even I was rooting for him to sell that one piece of clothing to that lady. It's like, if he would have just been a little more patient and just tap into it, she was just like, well, what kind of material is it? And he's like, dang, lady, you know what I mean? Then he just snapped back into but it's like, he was so close to actually selling her that dress, but he just You know what I mean? He didn't sit in it long enough, and I'm like, dang. So again, I'm seeing little glimpses of both of them that I like Jody, like you said, being handy, he working on bikes, he able to, he talking that talk, he knows he's good with women, they're attracted to him, and he's selling like, what I mean? He has some things that he can do, but it's just the environment, man. Like,
Yeah. I mean, P, you know, P, he said the only thing he's good at is robbing, like robbing people.
mm-hmm.
And, you know, he's such a complicated character because when it comes to like trying to figure out what to do, like he talked about it, about being saved. He's like, man, I want to be saved because I'm trying to keep myself from doing it, doing something else. And that was a heartfelt scene, very deep scene from Pete. And he was there for Jody. And it's an interesting thing. He's like, you think that makes me feel like a man? And it's interesting because P looks at Jody like, low key, you're in a better position than I am. Even though you're living with your mom and I'm living with my girl and her mom, but you're in a better position than I am because at least you're able to sell something. You're able to do something. You got a fairly respectable relationship with your peoples, with your the mothers of your children. So I found it interesting the contrast of P versus Jody, where P's like, you think that make me feel like a man, and Jody, the way he's kind of internalizing it is like, you're further along than P, and like, but you're trying to throw it all away to still be a baby boy. And I thought it was excellent in the execution. Like I connected with it so much. Just to tie back to Jody and Yvette before I continue with P. When we do get to the end of the movie, and they're together, they're doing their thing or whatever, it's like, it's cool, but it never resonates. You know what I mean? Like Jody and Yvette, it just don't resonate for me. Unless if they put a time card up like 2 years later or something, like maybe, okay, cool. They took a break, they got back together, but like it never resonates for me. They get together, oh, she's pregnant again, and now, oh, obviously he's not gonna have an operation done because they're rocking with each other for real. But it just feels so cheap to me.
I don't feel like it was earned at all, but I guess in the context of this movie and the kind of movie that it is and the kind of relationship that they had, that's all you can really hope for. Like, it made more sense to me seeing P get baptized.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know I had to step away, but seeing you guys, like, coming and hearing you guys talk about P, it was so funny because watching it this time, I was like, you know what? P is gonna make one hell of a preacher one day. Like,
Oh yeah.
he can give an impassioned speech.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very, very, like, you can tell he wants to be in tune with himself spiritually. He really
Oh
cares
yeah.
his immortal soul.
It
And
felt real, man. Like,
and seeing him get baptized, I'm like, he'll be that street dude who turns his life around, ends up being, ministering to the.
oh yeah. You hit on the nose because he was like, man, I'm just trying to. I don't want to get there and you gotta turn your ass around, nigga. Like, he was real. P was realer than a lot of people. And this is a movie, but a lot of people that are actually in the church. You know what I mean? He was realer than a lot of people where he was just like, bro, I don't want to be there. He was like, turn your ass around, nigga. And then it's just, I'm just trying to keep from doing something.
Mm-hmm.
So
and that's where he would be able to relate to younger guys. Like, I just see that being the development of his character, being able to reach back and really relate. Like, this used to be me and I didn't want.
Yeah. And he was practicing restraint. And again, we're talking 20, 21, 22. He's practicing restraint at a young age where we're not restraining from anything at that age. We're doing whatever we can feel. And it was so interesting, man. And then so when we do get to the point where they got to get Rodney up out of here, P understood. That's why I like P's character so much, because he had a full sense of self. Jody didn't. Jody had to gather from them knocking them kids out, him dealing with Melvin, him dealing with Yvette. He had to gather that differently versus P was like, I'm trying to keep from doing something. And he's like, I'm you know what? I don't even come home no more. I'm over at such and such crib pretending I'm looking for a job or trying to find a job. You know, you think that made me feel like a man? P's concern was so different from Jody's. Jody wasn't concerned about feeling like a man, but P was. Even when you had that conversation, when P is talking to his girl and his mama, he said, "Y'all told me, y'all bought this game system for me. This is for me. Y'all told me it was cool." He's like, and then Jody's like, "Hey P, let's roll." He's like, "Man, I'm talking to my family right now," because that's all that P has in that moment. He don't got no money. He don't really got no authority. He don't got no leadership. But in that moment, he captivated their attention to the point where he's like, I'm talking to my family right now. And that's all that P had in that moment. And I just thought it was powerful. Like, I just thought it was powerful. Like, this movie has so much subtleties in moments that are not so big. And I rock with it. But anything else y'all want to say about Jody and Yvette?
Nothing else about Jody and Yvette, no.
Okay. Let's get into the triangle of Jody, Melvin. What's the mom's name, Mia? Juanita. So, y'all, let's get into the triangle dynamic of that.
This is probably my favorite thing. This is my favorite part of the movie because all the other toxic young people, love and cheating and stuff, like, okay. But seeing how Jody had to grapple with the fact that, yeah, your mom is a grown woman. You're in you're 20, in your 20s, living at home, and you think that your mother, even though you're a grown ass man, so you say, is still supposed to tailor and cater her life around you. Melvin coming into the picture really forced Jody to look at his situation and have to reconcile the fact that, yeah, you're not going to be able to be here forever. Because in his immaturity, he was trying so hard to guilt Juanita because of what happened to his brother. Like, oh, you're going to kick me out just like you did my brother. And then I'm going to end up dead too. Like, as a way to manipulate her. But having a strong man involved, that manipulation wasn't flying anymore. It was like, listen, no, enough is enough. You have kids, you have a woman. It's time for you to fly the nest. Like, yeah, I got a man. And you could see Melvin trying to connect with Jody and Jody just being like resistant because of he's being territorial. Like, he's the man of the house and you can't have another man in the house because it's taking his his space as the authority in the house or the man in the house. And now there's a more dominant masculine presence in here. And it made him kind of come to terms with the fact that, yeah, you are a little boy.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. He and the thing is, like, as far as Melvin's approach, it wasn't the best. Like, I like when he, like, obviously when he got to the point where they were in the yard, like, why he got to stop doing this? You know, like that's the part I kind of wanted to see. But before then, Melvin was almost talking in riddles to me. Like, I mean, this was just him being him, but like, just his approach to Jody, like, it was already a trigger for Jody. And no excuses. I mean, you know, a man's man is coming in here and you feel smaller, you feel little. You know what I mean? You feel like you said, he's a more masculine man. So you're feeling it, and you know you're not on your stuff. You're just dependent. You're leeching. Your mom is enabling you, so she plays her part in it too. Like, you're enabling him. You're paying all the bills. I mean, you're trying to encourage him to do something with his life, but you're not like putting that gas on it. Like, you have to be out in a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to put a firm date on it to really force him, you know. And again, he was always outside anyway, most of the time. But again, he knew he could always just use that key, come on back in, and do what he do. But Melvin's approach to Jody was kind of like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. It was like, I won't say rubbing it in, because it's like, that's your son, this is your dude.
Like,
But it was just, yeah, it was coming off like the approach. Like, if I'm Jody, you are kind of coming off like you seasoned, like you already didn't like plant your seeds and you've been around, and you better get on board, little Nick. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just felt like his approach was kind of a little crazy.
I
But
love.
I know, and I love it. He needed that though, because again, there's no male figure in Jody's life to check him on anything, and Melvin wasn't letting. He like, I didn't did all that. He said a wild line on the bed when they was like looking at TV. It was something crazy that Melvin said, like something that he said he did in the past. He was like, we say, you know, chopping people up and things like that. He said he kind of just bypassed it. I was
He
like, yo,
definitely did.
he said something crazy. I
Even
didn't catch it. It's stupid.
there's another line. Even then, it's just like, well, I'm supposed to be like you. Now you could never be like me. Like,
Oh yeah.
bro, like,
And and that's the thing, he didn't want him. He overcame. I mean, he overcame, started his own business. Like, he ain't trying to be perfect. He ain't portraying to be perfect. He's just a man that's doing what he got to do, and happen to find some love, you know, in the process of him, you know, getting back on his feet and doing his thing. But yeah, he felt challenged. Nobody's challenging Jody really, or you know, on especially like with a man. Like, P's not challenging him. You know, that's his comfort zone. Like, there's no challenging of one another.
but P, there was a line. P was like, you want me to take him out,
Mhm.
which is interesting because like P was really a YN for real.
P was with the shit
Because he was like,
for
you want
sure.
me? He was like, P literally was like, Jody's playing, but P ain't. Like P
No,
says, you want me to take him out, and then Jody's playing, saying, nah, I'm gonna let the nigga live. He's playing like he really got like reeks like that, like he got say so like that, like he's alpha, and Jody's beta. And so, but P ain't playing. He's like, bro, you want me to take him out? Because we see later in the movie, okay, all right, man, you can't have that on your heart. All right, I got it. Pop, pop, pop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but
no
Jody,
hesitation.
no hezzy. So, but I understand the dynamic of Jody, Yvonne, and I understand the dynamic in the sense that she had two kids, and now she got one.
You mean Juanita?
Juanita.
Yeah.
She had two kids, now she has one. You know what I mean? So I understand the dynamic of Jody's perspective. Yeah, he was making it way too personal. Like, well, you gonna throw me out next? You know, all that was just real baby boyisms. But like where she was coming from with it, different. And
but yeah, like your main concern was being kicked out. Like everything came to you gonna kick me out, and that just shows again the little boy that you still are. Like that is your only concern. Like I just don't want to be kicked out, and you have places to go. Like that's the crazy part.
Your
Like
girl has a whole crib, and you sitting there like, and
that's what
your
I'm saying.
and your other baby mama. Like even if
Mhm.
you live with her and her mom, like
But and then it's like they're doing things, a lot of things. Melvin and Juanita, like the fact that you don't even feel like you need to get out. Like he cooking naked, cooking it, asking you on breakfast, got the cakes out. They're obviously being intimate frequently, and you still don't feel like gotta get up out of here. Like that's still not. You're not clocking. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I would have
your
been like, nah.
mama's a freak.
Yeah, like we in the newspaper. We got to see what apartment, what a studio, like, because this I can't. You literally they're living there. Like, hey, I'm in. Melvin's not going nowhere. So Jody, you need to. It needs to register. You need to get up out of here, dude.
That's one of those things that I'll never understand, and it's just my bias as a man. You know, I know it's realistic. I know that there's men that do this. This is obviously inspired by some people, but I'll just never understand that, like ever. You know, and even wilder is this man does an investigation on Melvin. Like this man pulls up on Melvin's son. He pulls up on Melvin's son at the school just to find out about his relationship with his son. And you know, and he's like, oh yeah, and out of nowhere, he's talking mad cash shit. And then we get a later scene with him and P, and he's like, you know, I can talk about before you want me to take him out of here. He's like, nah, I'm gonna let him live. But then Melvin knew what time it was, and he's like, nah, let him live, type shit. And so, but Melvin ends up coming through at the like towards the latter of the movie, and he understood what it was. I know Melvin never told Jody's mom what happened, what he could have been involved in. All he knew is, I'm gonna get this gun up out you. I'm gonna clean it off, but you're gonna clean it off too. So if anything comes from this, because I'm a second time felon, we both going down. You know, so but he cleans it, he don't ask no questions, and Melvin becomes a male figure in Jody's life, and I really like that.
That's all. That's probably my favorite part of the movie is that moment with him and Melvin when Melvin takes a gun and it's like an unspoken understanding, like, okay, I'm
And
looking
you know
out because I love your mother and I know what this is like because I've been there. You're not even about that for real. So let me go ahead and help you out because you don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll never talk about it again, but we got an understanding between you and me.
Mm-hmm. So we kind of get that whole conclusion, and just to rewind a little bit, Jody and P, they do a masterful plan to set up Rodney where they cut the power at Yvette's house for him to go down and check, and then they catch up with him, and Jody shoots at him and he hits him in the knees and legs, drops him down. But Jody's like, I can't have that on my heart. P's like, all right, and he pretty much get him up out of there. Towards the end of the movie, we get this conclusion that Jody's fine, but we get a lot of moments. Let me throw in one more moment, two more moments. Jody ends up finding some success from selling clothes to women, and then also we get this moment where Jody gets robbed, and then you know him and P, because that's kind of the premise of the movie of him growing from a baby boy to a man. And we get this premise of Jody gets robbed from these little boys. They give him his bike back, but they just wanted the alcohol. And then later, him and P end up knocking them out. And P, taking it too far, pulls the belt out, whipping one of these teenage boys. And we can see the reaction on Jody's face. realizing certain things. And that was an essential part of him starting to make the progression to become a man. Anything else y'all want to bring up about the movie before we get up out of here into our later section?
Nothing in this section. I have some other stuff.
I don't think so.
I'll say I think this is an excellent movie. It's a hood movie, but it's top tier in the sense of a hood movie. It has a lot of context. It has a lot of nuance. It has a lot of great directorial perspective in this movie. This movie is really good. We could talk about this so much more, but the Childish Grown Up Show is different. We're not. Our show is just a nostalgic show that happens to talk about movies. So, but shout out to our big cousins. We look forward to when they review the movie when they get to it. But yeah, that's kind of it. There was something else I wanted to say, but it'll come back to me later. With that being said, let's get into our later section, our categories. Character you relate to or identify with the most, Mia B.
Juanita, because Mama gotta have a life too.
Ash.
I didn't have anyone. That was a good one though. I didn't even think to go her route.
I for sure thought you was gonna Juanita.
Didn't even. It was so much. Mm-hmm. Yeah, didn't even cross my mind.
For me, I'm going Melvin. when you're trying to be a better version of yourself with all that you've been through, too many times you'll be put to the test, and someone will try to find out who you used to be. And they try to pull you back there. But you're saying, this is who I am now. And obviously we see that in the movie. We didn't talk about the scene so much, but Jody, I'll make you get on your knees and pay for it. That's the most gangster line in the movie. So Melvin, I definitely related to. Get to stepping. Character you could do without, or you felt the movie didn't need. Mia.
I wanted to say Peanut.
Oh.
Because I feel like the point could have been made that he had another baby mama that he was messing with without us necessarily having to spend any time with her for real. But ultimately, I get why she's there. But if not her, then I really don't have anybody except for maybe Kim's mom. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. It's like, I get that.
But I liked her in there. So
yeah. Ash.
I had Kim's mom. Yeah, I felt like, it was her crib or whatever, but I think it would have still been the same without her.
I got nobody. This is one of those rare movies where when they bring in side characters or additional characters, they don't overdo it. We don't spend too much time with these non-essential characters. So I really had nobody, honestly. Everybody came in and came out in the amount of time I felt like they should have. So I don't have nobody, which is a rarity. Lines that deserve to be slimed. So here's how we're going to do it. We're going to go a line per person because I feel like we're going to have a lot of the same lines. So let's do a line per person. So if somebody says your line, just go to your next one. We'll start off with you, Mia.
You know my first line. Hey, mama got to have a life too.
Ash.
This was Melvin and Juanita. I'm going to see you later. I sure hope so.
I got a line before the mama gotta have a life too. Well, I must be getting old because I'm doing all the things I seen my mama do. And this is from Jody's mom when she was first starting her garden.
Garden.
And that related so much because I feel like that's how we are. We're starting to do stuff our parents do. Okay. What's it on? Mia?
There are two type of niggas in the world. Niggas with guns and niggas with butter.
Ash.
Why you gotta be a thug though? Just for that to handle you, Jody?
I got everybody moving and making money while we standing here still being broke. I figured this whole shit out. This whole world moved forward through transactions. Commerce, nigga. The exchange of goods and services. All the real ballers successful are sellers. And all of the broke ass people playing catch up are buyers.
Okay. I got Yvette. You foul, Jody. I smell your dirty ass from over here.
Oh, it's on me?
Yeah, it is.
My bad. What you just sitting on the phone telling all my personal business? He talking about, you still live at home with your mama. I don't want to hear that shit. That was so funny, dude. He was mad as hell.
I can't believe you didn't put that bar. You put the last bar on there.
Oh, that's your part.
All right, I'll get to
concentrate.
That. Yeah, I will get to that part. $40. You see why I squeeze my tight ass up in this. You think it's cute, girl? Okay. That whole thing. Like, dude was hilarious. We still say that $40. So yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Y'all some unstable creatures. See, I ain't gonna say the B word. I'm gonna say unstable creatures.
Great line.
This is Yvette and her friend Peanut. When Yvette was like, "How's your eye?"
You mean
it's all right, huh?
Sharika.
Oh, yeah. She was like, "How's your eye?" It's all right. It's all right. At least we living together though. The toxicity was crazy.
The shade is crazy.
You can hit me in the face. We live together though.
Hey.
Like what? Yeah.
But we seen in this movie, it's like this is late 90s going to 2000s where it's like clearly the D down is like is a driving force. Because what Jody does and then what her man does, where she's on the phone like, I gotta talk to you later. Like, yeah, get into it. Hood niggas. All right. Relatable content. I don't even remember who this came from, but I told you she was going to you like that. Daddy got taste. So it must have been obviously a Jody line.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I have Yvette. Trojan, very sensitive, lubricated, America's #1 condom. Well, at least you went all out. All I get is a trip to the clinic.
Bars. That was a crazy line.
Mm-hmm. Juanita, if I want to bring a man all up and through here, I'll bring a man all up and through here. That's my set, not yours.
This is my house, Mike. And I was glad when she got here to get them together. You might think you seeing some new shit out here, but it's a rerun to me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let's see. I have this is Juanita. I got a date. You say I look all right. I look good.
Hey, facts. A lot of jazz with Juanita. I didn't get to say that in the review, but a lot of jazz with Juanita. She's one of the ones.
Yeah. AJ. Her name is AJ something.
AJ Johnson. Okay.
Oh, okay. These are my last two. This is from Melvin. You want your mother to be a woman, but this is my woman.
Mm. I love that line. You ain't stupid. You just in love with your man. That was from Jody's mom. You know, Juanita. It's real. Again, we got to keep in mind these are 20-year-olds, like early 20s. You don't know shit. You think you do, but you don't. And her saying that like you're not stupid, you're in love. What a graceful statement to make to a black woman in the early 2000s that's trying to find her way. I just thought it was beautiful. So
Okay, my last one is from Peanut, and it's well, I ain't come to get your ass. You ain't got your other baby mama's ride tonight. Tell you what, when I want some dick, maybe I'll call you and you can find a way to get here.
hey, that's one of those moments you're like, five, like, cause she got it off. Like, exactly. Stop playing with me. And shout out to her for getting her confidence up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was happy
And
when
my
I said,
last one.
yeah.
Mhm.
Go ahead. You know, you got.
And my last one is from Yvette. Oh, I wish I could see other niggas. How did Mia land on the two women that?
And they be asking me to go out too. But nah, here I am, stuck with your ass.
Mm-hmm. Real.
Yeah.
My last one. Didn't I tell you to put a block on the phone with your black ass? Hey, that shit still hits every time. Talk about like, and Ashley said like, "Oh, you still live with your mom's house? This is Jody. Didn't I tell you to put a block on the phone with your black ass?" Which is funny because he said black ass a couple times, and he's the darkest nigga in the movie. So it's just one of the funniest things to me. That ain't meant to be funny. That's why I said Baby Boy is comedy, low key. Well, I got one more since y'all don't. Kim, go back in the house, Kim. it was from because it was he said it so like go back in the house, Kim. This when they had the shootout or whatever. Things you changed about the movie, what you feel they didn't get right, Mia.
Oh well, we already talked about the fetus Tyrese. I wasn't a fan of that. The dream sequences, I wasn't a huge fan of that either. And the ending, I just feel like we didn't get a very like I don't feel like there was a resolution. Like it didn't feel earned. Like was he still boosting clothes? Like we saw him make up with Melvin, but we didn't see a progression to know like did he stop cheating? Was he cool just because she pregnant to get it together? Like did we make any progress or we just decided to go on? Like did he make a huge turnaround? I felt like it was just left kind of like there it didn't quite wrap it
that
up.
ain't concluded.
And flush out enough, yeah.
Ash.
Yeah, the dream sequences, I feel like it was OD. A bit much for me. Then of course we like me said, the curled up Tyrese in the womb, grown man. It was just a crazy visual. Could have did without that. And then when Jody got shot, thought he got shot, like the reaction to it, like it just after like he didn't get shot, it was just so dramatic. Like it's
flat.
And maybe it was his facial expression. It was just
flat.
It threw me off. It was just so much dramatics on his end. So that might have just been a Tyrese thing for me, or it could have been they could have left that part out maybe. But yeah, that's it.
I got two things, and one of the things was already said, the opening scene with the embryo. That is garbage. Like, rest in peace, John Singleton, but that we didn't need it. And then the other thing that I had, the whole kids jump him and steal his bike, and then P and Jody get revenge by cracking them all in the jaw, and Looney Tune gets whooped and this becomes another moment for Jody to reflect. I don't like this scene. And it's not from a 2026 lens. It's just, I don't like this scene where it's like, y'all have us to follow Jody's journey, but when y'all are doing things like this, you make us feel like we're starting at ground zero. I don't feel like Jody is letting that get off. Like, Jody ain't no killer, but I feel like Jody is everything up until a killer. And then y'all make him feel like, oh, he's even super soft. And I ain't like it. So, lastly, more of the story in your opinion, Mia B.
I feel like I'm kind of in my Mo bag with this one because
Oh.
it's a little bit simple. Leave that nigga. That was what I was saying. Leave that nigga. Leave him.
Straight to the
Give
point.
up on him. Leave him.
Hey, straight like that. I love it. Ash, what's the moral of the story? Figure?
No, facts. Short and sweet. Just keep running away from the red flags.
Keep running away from red flags. All right.
Don't ignore the red flags.
Always. More story, in my opinion. Keep on living. This movie we have to remember. We have to remember. It's a snapshot of a couple and a community. They are both in their 20s and they're going through the most. But as time goes on, you'll keep living. Some childish things will start to fall off. So keep on living. This movie, we get a snapshot of them, maybe a year, if that, of their life and their relationship. But if we see them at 27, Jody at 27, Yvette at 27, we're probably having a different conversation. Keep on living, like the old folks tell us, and you'll figure things out. So that's what it is. And there's our episode, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Truly, I mean, this movie, we could have got into so many different details, but we would have a 3-4 hour episode, and we're just not going to do this on the Childish Grown Up Show. We're not going to do it. But there's other podcasts for that if y'all want to do that, or there's other YouTube channels if y'all choose to do that. But this is the way we're going to do it on this episode. Truly one of our favorite movies. With that being said, we're getting into our Mother May I month. You know how we do. We got back-to-back months of Mother's Day, Father's Day, and the pick in the rotation starts with Ash. So with that being said,
Me.
Oh, it's me. Oh, my bad. I stand corrected.
I was like,
oh, you're after. Okay, I'm last. Okay. With that being said, it is on Mia B. So the floor is yours. We do not discuss this prior. We do not have a conversation prior. This is brand new information. Our reaction is just like y'all. We have no idea. Mia.
Okay, so I wanted to go super duper deep cut after coming off of Dealer's Choice, doing something that was a little bit more popular. And I also wanted to try to find something that I hadn't seen again. Give you guys, a little something to broaden your horizons. So I am going to choose a movie from the year 2000, starring Natalie Portman, called Where the Heart Is. And this is another Mia and Mama C, like, curl up on the couch with a blanket, watch on a Saturday, Sunday afternoon movie.
What is it called?
Where the Heart Is.
Never seen it.
Nope. I ain't heard this one. Dang. Okay. What you said came out in 2000?
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't listen. I have my movie pick. I know I'm last this month in May. I have my movie pick and I can't wait. I can't wait.
Oh,
Uh,
Lord.
but I'm looking forward to this one. Checking this out. So y'all heard it here. Ash, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No. Appreciate y'all for listening. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe on the road to 100.
On the road to
74
100.
subscribers. Lock in.
26 more. We need 26 more. Hopefully I enjoyed this, man. Send y'all sending y'all comments for this episode. You know, what do y'all feel we didn't cover, what y'all wanted to hear more about, or just y'all take on the movie. But this is an excellent movie nonetheless. Mia has gave her pick, and we're getting ready for May and Mother May I, and she starts it off. So we're gonna have a great rotation. We're gonna honor our mothers, whatever that looks like in the film world, in the nostalgic world that we do on the Childish Runner Show. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate y'all. Peace out.